Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So once again, for like the billionth, trillionth time, Anthony Davis trade rumors are going around because, of course, now that there's some new management for the Pelicans, AD still says that he wants to be traded away from the franchise. So I respect that. Like, it's fine. He's like set in his ways. He wants a new chapter in his life. That's completely fine. So for today's video, guys, we have NBA experts give their best Anthony Davis trade offers. We're going to go through each and every single one of these trade offers and see if it's actually like a good move, realistic, all that good stuff out there. See if these are actually the best of the best based off these NBA experts. So if you guys could do me a quick favor and please drop a like on this video, guys. Remember, it only takes a second of your time and it really does help to grow the channel. Also, as always, man, check out the second channel, Extra Crispy. I'm posting daily NBA content over there. All right, man, here we go. Also, let me know your Anthony Davis trade offers in the comment section below. Like, what's the best you got for the team you want him to go to? All right, here we go, guys. So first one we have is one with the New York Knicks. So it's Anthony Davis. That's what the Knicks get, just him. And the Pelicans receive the number 3 overall pick, a.k.a., RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina, Lance Thomas, 2021 first-round pick, 2023 first-round pick. See, man? This is what I'm talking about. This is a freaking, like, this is an overpay paid by the New York Knicks. Because if Anthony Davis actually wants to go there, guess what? AD is not that old. And all these players listed, with the exception of Lance Thomas, only, are not old players themselves either. So it's like, if he really actually wants to go to the Knicks, like if the Knicks are confident that he would be able to sign with them, after this next upcoming season, why the hell are they going to trade away all these players? Because essentially, you're going all in on the fact that you think you're going to get Kyrie and Kevin Durant. I mean, I could see them getting Kevin Durant, so yeah, that's definitely still a possibility. As far as Kyrie Irving goes, there's no indication that he's going to the Knicks right now. I've heard quite a few other teams have a better chance. But I mean, I just feel like this is way too much given up. Like, I would give up probably the 3rd pick in the draft, Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina. That's about all I'm doing, man. I'm not going to give up, Dennis Smith, Alonzo Trier, because you're still going to want some bench players out there. A lot of these guys are on pretty decent contracts. It's just kind of an overpay, in my opinion, there, man. So, yeah, that's way too much for just Anthony Davis for a 1-year rental, essentially, because you just wait, and maybe he comes to the team next season. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Lakers receive Anthony Davis. The Pelicans receive Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Maurice Wagner, Isaac Bonga, and the number 4 pick in the draft. See, this trade right here I actually do like. Now, from the Lakers standpoint, from the Pelicans standpoint, they might not be all about this because, of course, we know the ridiculous trade offer that was offered around the trade deadline, which also included Alonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma. But let's be honest there, man. Like, the longer you wait, the less leverage you have, because same song and dance, man, where it's like they only gotta wait a season. Now, with that being said, though, LeBron James is a bit older, so 1 season for LeBron is a lot more than 1 season for the New York Knicks. But in this case, though, you get Brandon Ingram off the team. He's just kind of like the odd man out. He's the guy that you don't really know where to put him, because the power forward spot is for Kyle Kuzma, small forward for LeBron James, so Ingram's been put at the shooting guard spot. Not that he's bad there, it's just not really his optimal position. The Pelicans also get a nice young player in Josh Hart. Wagner, I still think, has pretty decent potential. Isaac Bonga, that's a project at least, and you also get that 4th pick, which would probably be like, they could go for like a Darius Garland, and that's their future point guard, or maybe you go for some wing players out there. Maybe you go for like a Jarrett Culver or somebody along those lines. So I don't think this is a bad little haul, man. I feel like this is pretty realistic, and not to mention they already have the 1st pick in the draft, so it kind of gives them a nice like bump in the future of this team, because all of a sudden you got Brandon at the 3, Zion at the 4. You still got Drew Holiday on the team. You can go out there, like some man, draft like a Darius Garland, somebody like that, and that is your team right there, man. Like, that's it, and that's not a bad looking squad. Plus, Brandon Ingram gets the pressure of playing for the Lakers, and he can just go out there and work on balling out. I like it, man. Next up, we have an alternate Lakers trade, which would be Anthony Davis, Solomon Hill. In this case, Alonzo Ball, Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, number 4 pick. I kind of summed it up by saying I do think this would be a bit of an overpay by the Lakers to do so. I'm not willing to give up all 3 of those players plus the 4th pick in the draft to do so. That's just too much, man, for one season ahead of time. Next up, we have the Boston Celtics receive Anthony Davis. The Pelicans receive Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, the number 14th pick, and the number 22 pick. Okay, so I would say, from the Boston Celtics standpoint, that is a team that probably does need to overpay a little bit to acquire Anthony Davis. Now, if I'm the Boston Celtics, I'm only doing this with the guarantee that Anthony Davis signs long-term. Just because I don't really see AD going to the Celtics in free agency. Like, it would need to be done via trade. It would kind of need to be a whole, like, Kawhi Leonard situation where he goes on the team and the Celtics, just end up winning some games, and they end up just convincing Anthony Davis, hey, this is the place you want to be at. Like, the Boston Celtics fans really would have to show the love and support for him as, Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors. Now, I do think Kawhi is probably going to stay with the Raptors. So, in this case, the Pelicans get Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I mean, that's your small forward shooting guard of the future. Drew Holiday probably goes back to the point guard position, although I know he really does not want to play that. Marcus Smart would be a nice player that could play multiple positions out there, plus the draft picks would be great. So from a rebuilding standpoint, it's fantastic. Like, Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, I mean, those guys are extremely young. Zion's not even playing an NBA game yet. And I mean, that's like your core right there for the next 10 years. Then you just work on getting some more veterans and fill in the blanks and player development. You're good to go. I like this move a lot. Next up, we have a Clippers trade right here. Okay, men, so this is the Clippers would receive Anthony Davis. The Pelicans received Danilo Gallinari, Montrezl Harrell, Jerome Robinson, and we got one lottery protected pick, an unprotected from Miami, and a lottery protected via the Clippers. Okay, man, so we got a few different types of picks going on right here. I would say that from a Pelican standpoint, I mean, getting the draft picks is nice, but you would have to assume that if Anthony Davis went to the Clippers, that team would be a lot better. But at the same time, man, there's no guarantees in that because you're giving up, two huge pieces to their success last season in Gallinari and Montrezl. Gallinari was like a 20-point per game scorer, and Montrezl Harrell, I mean, off the bench, man, was averaging like 17 and 10 or something like that. So by getting Anthony Davis, yeah, that's a nice player, but you would kind of have to if I'm the Clippers, I'm only doing this trade if there's guarantee that I go out there and get like a Kawhi Leonard or a Kevin Durant. I mean, plain and simple, man, like, we know Anthony Davis by himself does not typically lead to playoff success, so you would just got to go out there and be guaranteed you get those other players, man, because from Pelican standpoint, it's like Gallinari would probably be there for a season, then he would probably go somewhere else. I think he has like 1 year left on his contract. Montrez, you would kind of make him like your long-term project at the center position, although, Montrez, Zion, I don't know if I like that all that much together on the court together. Jerome Robinson, still don't really know exactly who he would be, plus the draft pick, so interesting trade. I don't think it's the best one we've seen offered up yet, though. Next up, we have a trade with the Toronto Raptors, so this would probably be assuming that Kawhi Leonard re-signed with the team. And, if the Toronto Raptors win the NBA championship, I'm always a believer that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't know if I'm making any big-time moves, but say they lose to the Golden State Warriors, then yeah, maybe you'll look to take that next step up. So in this case, the Raptors get Anthony Davis, E'Twaun Moore, and a 2019 second-round pick and a 2020 second-round pick, both from Denver and Milwaukee. The Pelicans receive Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Norman Powell. We got Serge Ibaka in the 2020 first from the Raptors. So, yeah, I would probably say once again, man, because there's no way that Anthony Davis is going to like sign with Toronto in free agency. But so once again, it have to be a guarantee that AD would want to stay. It would be the same circumstance to Kawhi Leonard again, man, where it's like, all right, Kawhi, AD, that would just be absolutely insane if they both got traded to the Raptors and they both end up staying there long term. But I mean, Pascal Siakam, that dude's a talent, guys. I'm sorry, man. I watched him in these NBA finals, just his dribble moves out there, his post-up game, his three-point shot, defense. This man is the full package, and I don't know if I'm willing to give up all that for Anthony Davis. Like, because Anthony Davis is not able to lead a team by himself. I don't think Pascal Siakam could lead a team by themselves, but for both these guys being second options, yeah, of course, Anthony Davis would be the better second option, but just based off of, contract and age and injury proneness, Pascal Siakam, man, not a bad look for the Toronto Raptors team. Plus, OG, I know he's had some health issues this season, so when he was actually playing his rookie year, he was a fantastic player. So we don't know what he would be exactly. Is that somebody you really want to give up on? Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, yeah, those guys are whatever. I mean, E'Twaun Moore can be a decent, backup for this team. But overall, if I'm the Toronto Raptors, bro, you guys got something going on there already. Yeah, Anthony Davis would be cool. I like Pascal Siakam a lot, though. Next up, we have a trade with the Brooklyn Nets. So this is actually pretty interesting, man, because of course, Kyrie Irving has his sights set on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the trade to get Anthony Davis, the thing about that is that you are giving up a lot of your already great talent on the team. Part of me just kind of wants to see Kyrie inserted into the Nets lineup and see how that goes. But at the same time, if you want to go out there and get the veteran big with like Anthony Davis, it's not a bad look. To do so, you are giving up Jarrett Allen, great defensive rebounding center, pretty decent scorer out there. Spencer Dinwiddie, who is one of the best backup point guards, if not the best backup point guard in the entire NBA, but at the same time, if you get Kyrie, you re-sign D'Lo to some sort of contract and you get Anthony Davis, then it's like, you don't really need a great backup point guard like that, because for the most part, Kyrie, D'Lo could be in the game at all times if you just kind of go out there and stag it the lineups. Caris LeVert, he's a great player, man. Not too much to say about him. I think he's fantastic. You get the 15th pick and a 2020 first round pick. So now, I don't think this is a bad little haul for the Pelicans. You don't really get like the star out of it, but I feel like Caris LeVert could potentially be an all-star in the NBA. Him and Zion's not bad. You get your center in Jarrett, and you get your starting point guard in Spencer Dinwiddie with Drew Holiday at the shooting guard spot. So once again, not bad, and the Brooklyn Nets kind of go all in on, okay, let's go out there and try to win the championship now. Next, we got a trade with the Denver Nuggets. So this is going to be Anthony Davis. The Pelicans receive Gary Harris, Malik Beasley, Michael Porter Jr., and 2 future first-round picks. Of course, Gary Harris, a serviceable shooting guard. Malik Beasley, great three-point shooter. Michael Porter Jr., we don't know what Michael Porter is yet, man. We have not seen him play an NBA game due to injury, so that's a little risky out there with him. But at the same time, if he ends up being a star, then it's a lot better trade for the Pelicans, plus again the 2 first-round picks. And then all of a sudden, you are teaming up Anthony Davis with Nikola Jokic, which would be the best front court in the entire NBA. Those guys would be fun to watch play together, man. I mean, AD would have to go to the power forward position probably for that. He would have to go to that. And, Paul Millsap, you probably decline his options, so you got that extra $30 million to kind of fill out the bench because you lose the bench players, Malik Beasley, and of course Michael Porter was supposed to be part of the rotation next season. So I've not really heard much news about Anthony Davis to the Denver Nuggets, but I don't really hate it. And I think this is the last one here, guys. We got the Philadelphia 76ers. So 76ers receive Anthony Davis. The Pelicans receive Ben Simmons, J.R. Smith, and a 2019 pick. Once again, like Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, that would just be ridiculous, man. Like, I can't even imagine. Now, if they're willing to do this, they got to have some sort of backup plan at point guard, which isn't a bad idea because, Ben Simmons, him and Joel Embiid, believe it or not, guys, not really a great fit together. Just Ben Simmons' lack of a jump shot means that Joel Embiid, just doesn't really have as much room to operate out there, man, because defenses are able to kind of close out on him and stuff because they can sag off on Ben Simmons. So by doing this trade, the 76ers would need to go all in on signing some sort of decent point guard. I don't really know what their money situation would be like after this. I don't even know if it goes as far as maybe putting together some sort of trade to try to get Chris Paul. That would be very interesting, AD, Embiid, and CP3. And then, of course, you got Jimmy Butler on the team here, too. So, once again, not really heard too much talks about him on the 76ers, but do I hate it? No, man. It would be freaking beastly to watch. In the Eastern Conference, that probably puts them over the hump over everybody else. But you do lose Ben Simmons, so there's something to be said about that. But yeah, man, that is going to be the end of this video right here. Like I was saying, guys, give me your Anthony Davis trade in the comment section below. I just want it to be over with. I just want this man to be traded or do whatever. I'm sick of hearing about it. Let's just get it over with and call it good.